Thought I'd better finish the clean up of that installation of a new RCBO for the gazebo. All of my PowerPoints are labelled with which switch will turn them off in the switchboard. These are now on gazebo. Well, there's a problem. For some reason or other, the labels are bigger on the labeler now. I must have a setting different. So, I don't know, put it next to it maybe? Yeah, I'll do that for now. So this one under the gazebo was north, and it's now gazebo, and so on for the rest of them. I'll put this cover back on and get this down. Drop it on the floor. Sorry about the view of my posterior. I'm sure you've seen worse. I've actually cleaned it off with a label over at the house that I'll put on here. It says Indonesian to connect the battery behind this cover before trying to start the genset. But I want to get that laminated before I stick it to this panel. Okay, bob's on to handle the chain. The chain is carrying a lot of surface rust. Not that one, that's the bit that goes up and down. It's this one, the galvanized chain. It shouldn't be as rusty a handle. This way a little bit. And there we go. Now there's actually two chain hoists up there. The top one's a 5-ton capacity because that was what my design goal was for the whole thing. But that is just slow because of the gearing ratio. So you'd be forever pulling the chain to hoist this up onto the bench and drop it off. So hence the 1-ton chain block, which goes much quicker. So it gives us the dual capacity, you might say. So slow for 5-ton and rapid for 1-ton, or relatively rapid. Well, I just went out and had a look at the sensor on the genset, and it's got the same shaping here, so I can just make a note of which is the wire to the left of that, which is the wire to the right of that, and I'll be good. But it feels like it might have just had the maintenance run at 1 o'clock because it's warm, quite hot, and end is a bit hot, so I'll wait until it's a cooler engine to work on, so I'll have a look at it tomorrow. But yeah, this is promising. Just going to find a spanner the right size now. Found it. 24mm is the right size for this one. I assume the one outside's the same. I'll find out when I go out tomorrow, but I'm not going to go back out there just now. I'm already reaching overheat. I'm going home. I should point out that's where I put the genset, over there next to that defunct freezer and the other genset, and the overhead hoist I rolled back to a neutral area. Won't be causing any interference. Yeah, there's actually a chain that's fallen off that, which is this galvanised chain over here. That's for the geared cross trolley up there. That's supposed to have the chain hanging on that bit, so you can pull the chain to wheel the thing across. But given that we can roll the thing lengthwise just by pulling on the whatever's down here, we can do the same going crosswise. So it's not a hugely essential thing. But yeah, I'm getting hot. I'm going home. Well, it's Saturday and I'm nervous. I'm about to go and try and change this thing over. If I stuff it up and make the machine not work, that's an issue. Back in Australia, you just get in contact with some reputable service organisation or the supplier or the manufacturer or whatever and get help getting it fixed. My attempts to contact the supplier and the manufacturer have been fruitless to date, so I hope I don't stuff this up. Okay, I've disabled the thing from starting. I don't know how much it's going to be visible in here, but take off these screw tops. Okay, so that's that little washer. Okay, so blue goes on the one to the right of that indent. Pull back out of the way over here. Now hopefully I can get a spanner in there onto that. If I can't, that'll be bloody awkward. And that's a different size spanner. Great. Okay. Short pause while I go and get a different spanner. Okay, 18mm the magic. You said a moment ago. Trouble is, it interferes with this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the real pain would be if I couldn't get it out because this thing was in the way. And this one's different entirely. It's a much smaller thread on it, so this is not going to be a substitute, but I'm hoping I can get some markings off this one. Okay, I've got to take a photo and then screw this back in. Actually, I'll screw it back in now to stop that oil leaking out. Says optimistically as ever. Okay, so now that I've got that there, I will take a photo of this. If I can get my phone out. So that's the wrong one. Camera. Okay. So there it is. Photo. NPT 1/8. There we go. So that's the picture of the label, which is going to forever be upside down. But now that I've got that information, which I didn't have before, I can go looking for one which will match. So that was a bit of a false start. Well, I know what spanner I need now anyway. Okay. So the blue one was on top. Z before. So I'll just put these on, and then I'll go back and review my video just to confirm that the blue was on top. I'm fairly confident, but it doesn't hurt to check. Washer on? Yes, it is. Screw that on top. So all that futzing around, getting the right part number from the spec sheet for the machine, finding out how to get it via Australia, and then to discover it's not the right one after all. That's a bit of pain. But them's the brakes. At least I didn't break the machine yet, but I shall go and confirm that by starting it. I took the opportunity to do a bit of quick monitoring of the oil pressure, and it was all jumping around still, but at least it was fairly high, so it would not have looked like doing an auto stop soon. But we carry on. I wonder what this guy is. The temperature sensor, I suspect, but this one's definitely oil, because it oil started running out of the hole when I unscrewed that. So okay, well, that's it for today, I guess. Well, that's one of life's little disappointments, but now that I've got the label information off the other one, which wasn't visible previously, I can go search for that. That may actually be available locally. Well, it's Sunday, and after yesterday's disappointment with the pressure sensor, I'm here to court more disappointment by trying a different TPM in this PC to see if it will recognise it. Previously I bought a TPM through Shopee, which is a local online thing, and I tried that in two different PCs and neither one recognised it as existing when I tried to install Windows 11. So I bought a couple more through eBay, and they've come up with my other stuff from the package from Melbourne, and I shall install that here and attempt to install Windows 11. And this time I'll not make the mistake of not disconnecting my Windows 10 boot disk first. because last time it failed to install Windows 11, but it also rendered my Windows 10 disk unbootable, even though I was trying to install it on a different disk. So disconnect your Windows 10 if you want to conduct this experiment. Then if it does recognize the TPM and say yes, I'm happy to install, then what I can do is I can try doing an upgrade over the Windows 10 disk, but it has to recognize the TPM first. So wish me luck. Well, I got the TPM installed and disconnected the SSD, reached in my pocket for the USB key I prepared earlier, then realised it's still over the house. Back in a moment. Well, again, it says it doesn't meet the minimum requirements. This is a PC with 32 gig of RAM, TPM, a perfectly good graphics card, and like it's a 990 FX motherboard with a AMD processor in it. 9370, is it? But yeah, it's perfectly capable. It's just it's failing some requirement. Not happy at all. Well, at least I can still boot up Windows 10 this time, unlike last time. I won't make that mistake again. Yeah, I'll see what else I can learn about this. Copilot, stuff that. Clicky 2.0. I took the time to dig deeper. Here's my problem. TPM support. Disabled. So I'll enable that and have another go. Wonder how many millions of people have been convinced by Microsoft that they have to buy a new computer because their old one won't keep working after October. It's a pretty dire thing to do, really. But big corporations do what they want. Well, it still says it doesn't meet minimum requirements. That's BS, but oh well. That's my frustration quota for the day reached. Well, here I am back again after lunch, restarting the fight. I shall struggle on a bit longer. And this is another of the many things about Windows that bugs me. It's just an inscrutable black box. It's been sitting there restarting for about 5 minutes now. Doesn't tell you what it's doing. Occasionally there'll be a blip on the disk activity light over there saying, oh yeah, I am actually doing something, but it doesn't tell you. And you have no idea how long it's going to take. There must be millions and millions of man hours wasted just waiting for Windows to do stuff when it doesn't tell you what it's actually doing. It really peeves me. After 10 minutes of saying restarting, it's now saying configuring the updates. So it took 10 minutes or more to, yeah, this is all a misery to me. We'll see. Now this is Windows 10 updates, so after this I've got to have another go looking at the BIOS. Got to look at secure boot. I don't know if I can do that this time. I hit delete. Will it let me? Okay, I'll look for secure boot in here. I'll get back to you shortly. Just in the midst of a firmware update, in case we needed the latest version of the firmware for the Windows 11, which is a possibility. I haven't given up entirely yet. Now it's doing disk checking, so it's still waiting. Fixing it says, okay, I don't know why it has to fix, because it did a normal shutdown. But so far we're about, 20 minutes into rebooting. So we're a few more minutes in, and we're configuring the updates. Sat there saying that the disk checking was 100% complete for about 3 minutes. So if it's 100% complete, what are you still doing? Okay, so now I can log in. Well, apparently this PC is never going to run Windows 11. It has a TPM 2.0 plugged in and enabled, but it says it doesn't like this processor. 8 core 4 gigahertz processor, and it won't support it. Oh well, looks like this unit's going to Linux. Not looking forward to that either. Well, this video is getting a bit long. I'd better do a midweek upload, I guess.